Well, happy Valentine's Day to everybody here at Rare with Photos. My wife wishes a happy Valentine's Day to everybody as well. Um, no, I'm not better, but that's okay. Gonna read a little bit of June Monico, Elvis in the Twilight of Memory for y'all since it is Valentine's Day. And this is a little love story here. We left off. They were going to Memphis. Sorry. Me being sick. They were going to Houston to pick up a car. So they got on a plane flight, and Elvis was scared to fly a little bit, a little nervous, and they were holding hands a lot. And then they went out riding around, and they went to get something to eat, and Elvis said that he loved her. June, I love you. I love you too, Elvis. No, June, I don't mean I love you like I love everybody. I mean I really love you, is what he said. I didn't know what to say. This was the first time he'd been serious talking about love. You don't believe me, do you, June? I'll bet you say that to all the girls, Elvis. No, I don't. Only the pretty ones, he added, joking again. No, baby, I'm just kidding. I don't say it to all the girls. I never have. I've never really felt this way about a girl before. Now, you don't even know me, Elvis. We've only been together 4 days. So that's where we had left off at. Now we've seen, like, reading Are You Lonesome Tonight, Derry Matera and Lucy DeBarban's book. We see how quickly Elvis falls for somebody. Okay, that's a very big tell about Elvis. So June's saying, we've only been together for 4 days. Think about how he was with Lucy in Are You Lonesome Tonight. Think about everybody's recollections of him and Priscilla. Same night. Elvis found something about somebody pretty quickly, and he could fall for them. So this is June's story, so let's keep reading it. I just wanted to point that out because some of y'all asked me, was this before he met Lucy DeBarban or after? And this is after. You don't even know me, Elvis. We've only been together 4 days. No, June, it's been longer than that. We've been together 18 to 20 hours a day for the past 4 days. It's like we've had, 4 goes into 80-20 times. It's like we've had at least 20 days so far. Anyway, I think I loved you last summer when we first met. After all that time had passed, I couldn't believe my eyes the other day when I drove in the driveway and there you were. Couldn't you tell how glad I was to see you? I was glad to see you too, Elvis. Surprised too, you were supposed to be on tour. I know, June, we were supposed to be together. It was fate. Everything we do in life is part of God's plan. It was fate. I, too, believed in fate. But I was at a loss for words. He kept going on and on about never knowing what fate had in store for us and the mysteries of fate. Now, I got to keep... Some folks don't know about the story about June Winico, and maybe they caught the Are You Lonesome Tonight, Lucy DeBarban story before even realizing about this, but this book was written 10 years after Derry Matera and Lucy DeBarban's book about Lucy. So this is after the book came out. So I know some of this stuff sounds very similar to what's in Are You Lonesome Tonight, but Are You Lonesome Tonight was written first. Okay, that's something very important to notate. Not to take anything away from June. I know June and Elvis had something special. You could see it in the videos of them in Mississippi. And I've never met June, but if I did, I'd be very grateful to meet her. She seems very sweet. She writes extremely well, like Peter Gerlenick said. She's an author. All right, so speaking of fate, that reminds me of a song. Fate had me playing in love with you as my sweetheart. Act 1 was where we met. You read your lines so cleverly. You've heard that song before, haven't you, Elvis? That's June talking there. So this is interesting. I don't know if we've put the Are You Lonesome Tonight song to 1956. Yes, it's one of my favorites, Elvis said. Are You Lonesome Tonight by the Ink Spots. He started to sing a few lines, remembering it well, especially the bass line that does the talking. June said, I think you should record that song, Elvis. Maybe someday I will, Elvis says. Good, you can dedicate it to me in Houston, Texas. Now, we've heard all these stories about Colonel Parker being the one that suggested that Elvis sing it. The only time Colonel Parker ever interjected and said, you need to sing this song. Then we have the book that's written 10 years before this, called Are You Lonesome Tonight, that basically says Elvis was singing it for Lucy. Then 10 years later, in this book, June Wienico says, I told Elvis to sing it. It's a very, 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 very big web that's woven here. And it's very difficult to know exactly what how it came about. I'm certainly not going to call June a liar. I wouldn't do that. But historically, it's always been Colonel Parker that suggested Elvis sing it. The only song he ever said, the only time he ever got involved and interfered with Elvis picking songs was Are You Lonesome Tonight? Then you got 1987, Derry Materia and Lucy DeBarban saying that Elvis sang it on stage for her. I am and I was, is what he said. And then 10 years after that book was released, the first time we hear that that's June says that she told Elvis to record it and sing it to her and dedicate it to her. So Elvis says, I wouldn't dedicate it to you, June. It's a sad song. Are you sorry we drifted apart? Don't ever drift away from me, baby. I'm not going anywhere, Elvis, she said. You promise? Yes, I promise. Now, Elvis recorded Are You Lonesome Tonight in 1960. I can't say who he had in mind at the time. Now, to be fair, in a literary sense, there's only one reason she put it in this chapter and why she named the chapter Are You Lonesome Tonight. And really that's to insinuate that Elvis recorded it for her, because she said so, and they did drift apart. Now, what do y'all think? I mean, I know I'm kind of coming at you from a couple of different angles here, but it's really interesting. Are You Lonesome Tonight, the book, in 1987. Twilight of Memory, 1997. A decade later, after that had been out, very public, very publicized. Now all of a sudden it's in this book. Now, I don't know if it's in any other books, but we do know Elvis had a way of making somebody feel like they were the only one, and he probably dedicated songs to a lot of different girls. I'm singing this for you, baby. I don't know. He's an artist, wants to make people feel good, girlfriends feel good. But let me know what you think. I mean, is this the legitimate, true story of how Are You Lonesome Tonight came to be? Was Are You Lonesome Tonight recorded for June? Was it sung in concert in 1977 for June? Or was it recorded because Colonel Parker suggested Elvis to do it? And then also Elvis felt like it connected him to Lucy because they drifted apart, and he sang it to her. I don't know. Now, just very interesting, you know. I didn't expect to run into that in this book. In fact, when the title of Are You Lonesome Tonight for the chapter, I didn't really think it was going to go that direction. But here we are. I snuggled up on his shoulder and closed my eyes. We looked at each other and smiled when I Want You, I Need You, and I Love You came over the car radio. He sang along softly. When the song was over, he kissed my forehead and whispered, Is my little pea britches tired? Is my little pee-pee britches tired, is what he said. Called her pee-pee britches. He started the car and flashed the headlights to signal a car hop to bring the tray. When she got to the car, Elvis looked at her and smiled. She smiled back, and then she started to stare. I know you. You're Elvis Presley. I think you're wonderful, she screamed with excitement. You're not so bad yourself, honey, he answered in his ink spots bass voice. Oh, you're not so bad yourself, honey, he answered in his ink spots bass voice. I don't mind. Elvis called another girl's honey, just as long as she didn't say it to me. It was my father's pet name for my mother, and it had unpleasant memories. I playfully hit him on the arm as we were driving away. You're nothing but a big flirt, Elvis Presley. You had some nerve calling me a flirt the other day. Honey, you lied. Honey, you lied when you said you loved me, and I had no cause to doubt you. If Elvis knew that that pet name, Honey, was the pet name of the mother for the father, I don't know if he would have known, but he wouldn't have put that. Honey, you lied when you said you loved me, and I had no cause to doubt you. But I'd rather go on hearing your lies than go on living without you. Now the stage is bare and I'm standing there. Nothing but my underwear. I think that's what he's saying, Contra. Anyways, Elvis said, I didn't call you a flirt, honey. You did too, and please don't ever call me honey. Oh, see? Remember when those sailors were crossing in front of us? You accused me of flirting. Oh, that. I was just mad, that's all. I didn't mean it. You were flirting with me last summer in Biloxi. I beg your pardon, it was you doing all the flirting. I was just giving you my smile of approval because I liked your singing. You look like flirting to me, baby. Let's be honest, June. We are both flirting with each other. You wanted to be with me as much as I wanted to be with you, right? Right, I answered truthfully, snuggling up to him. It's been a long day, baby. I know you gotta be tired. I'm not tired, my love. I'm exhausted. What was that? Did I hear you say, my love? It must have been a slip of the tongue, I joked. It was a nice slip, baby. Do you mind me calling you baby? So he did know that she wouldn't want to be called honey. So I don't think he recorded it for June, just based upon that. Honey, you lied when you said you loved me. Not baby, you lied when you said you loved me. That's honey. Honey, you lied when you said you loved me. And she said, excuse me, not to say, excuse me, honey. Ooh, I don't know if I can read much more. I did want to say Happy Valentine's Day, though, and get something for y'all today. A sweet little love story there, and it's kind of a intersecting love story because it partially could be about Lucy the Barbin, and of course you got June Wanico here. So if any of y'all know June, I'm certainly not slighting her. You can tell Elvis had feelings for her. He really loved her or dug her or whatever. And y'all know a long time before I read this, I wrote the book. I read the book. See, I'm not feeling good. That I did a video about her meeting Elvis at the train station about the telegram that Elvis sent her. And I didn't even know this book existed at that point in time. But she broke his heart because he broke her heart. But it was a lack of a failure to communicate. Very bad communication. And it's a sign of the times. You're talking 1955, 1956. There's no cell phones, no text messages. Elvis was busy. But she was very upset that he had, I think it was Dottie Harmony at Christmas of 55. And he was still, and supposed to be dating her and didn't call on her birthday. Wished her Happy New Year's, maybe, I think. I don't know. I think that's that. But regardless, it's a good book. And I'm looking forward to getting better so I can read and hopefully make a little more sense to y'all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you feel loved. You are loved by me. You're loved by this channel. And I hope y'all love each other as fellow Elvis fans. It's been a pleasure being with y'all for the last 2.5 years. Growing this channel. And Elvis and the Legends, I'll be doing videos over there as well. Continuing to do that. And I've got a bunch of Derry Matera books on order. I still talk to Derry. We're going to be doing some more videos. It's not like we're done doing that. Me and Billy Stanley going to do more videos. And we'll have some other stuff, Ronnie McDowell and other folks as well. Another video with Melissa. Melissa loves Elvis channel. And then some of the other ones that I've got lined up to come on. As soon as I get well, maybe we'll do a back-to-back every week for the next 4 weeks. We'll do a subscriber series guest because I have been talking to y'all about coming on. All right, TCB TLC. Till next time, happy Valentine's Day.
Back when Elvis was still on the radio, the pace of traffic in your town still nice and slow. Before JFK and MLK were shot, we appreciated everything that we ever got. Before cell phones were put into our hands, we would all sit down for dinner and hold each other's hands. Life was so much simpler when we were kids. No kneeling for the anthem or throwing all those fits. We loved the good old USA. Every morning we would salute the flag and say, I pledge allegiance, with hands over our hearts. If we could turn back time, that would be a damn good place to start. Where moms and dads still lived in the same home, and Elvis was still playing on the radio. Back when we had enough on our plates, and a restaurant was where your boyfriend took you on a date. Before Bobby Kennedy and Elvis died, when you didn't lose a friend voting for the other side. We love the good old USA. Every morning we would salute the flag and say, I pledge allegiance, with hands over our hearts. If we could turn back time, that would be a damn good place to start. Where moms and dads still lived in the same home, and Elvis was still playing on the radio. Before you questioned everything you know, and Elvis was still playing on the radio. Questioned everything you know, and Elvis was still playing on the radio.
Hope you enjoyed the new song there, Elvis on the radio. It was a much better world when Elvis was on the radio, but we do have things to be thankful for these days as well. All right, once again, happy Valentine's Day 2025. This is Rare Elvis Photos saying have a good night.